through the first half.
Larry, I don't have it as such a nightmare. I got it 4-2, 58-56, James Toney. Jim, what I'm judging is who's doing the more damage. And let me tell you something. It's that home run ball that James Toney is throwing, the overhand right, that's doing the most damage. When he comes over the top with that right hand, that's what's doing the damage. That's what's scoring the points, and that's what I'm scoring.
You and I, Harold, are going to agree to disagree on this one, because I don't think he's really hurt McCallum with many of those punches. I see it as a scoring nightmare. 2, 2, and 2. 2 rounds even, 2 rounds apiece.
I think it's a scoring nightmare, and I could see judges going for McCallum at this point. He is landing more punches and with a higher rate of accuracy than is Toney. So we have a split opinion at ringside. And you never know what the judges are going to do in a fight like this.
I thought McCallum stretched his legs out in between rounds. And I thought Toney sit still, almost bored. It can make a difference. You can catch a young kid bored. You can do a lot of things to him. So long as he doesn't know you're hurting him.
Well, the question is Toney discouraged and down, or is he well within himself and so confident that he feels as though he can do whatever he wants?
And I think it's the latter. He sits back to admire his work sometimes. And the other guy goes on and lands more punches.
That kind of overconfidence wouldn't serve him well against a real professional like McCallum, who is schooled in the art of seizing every opportunity.
I agree.
McCallum is not looking for a knockout in there, George. He just wants to score.
That's what he's doing. He's doing a good job of it. Toney is hanging around with his mother a lot. He's got a lot of mother whip about him. You never know what's on his mind. He hangs around with the old folks, you know. Not that I'm old, you know.
She's not old, George. She's younger than you and me.
Isn't that nice?
Hey, more than half the world is. Toney landing a series of shots there as they came off the ropes. None of them real hard blows. McCallum goes back to the body. Referee Joe Cortez warned him between rounds to keep him up. Mike just missing with a long left hand there, and Toney lands the left hook.
McCallum is saying, if you're not going to do anything, I may as well do something. That's what's happening in this boxing match.
You really have to wonder why the seemingly stronger James Toney doesn't work harder to try to exert pressure on Mike McCallum.
Coming in too light, too quick. 158, he's probably been like that for 8 to 10 days.
Right hand over the top landed for Toney. Another disagreement between Larry Merchant and Harold Letterman as to whether it did any damage.
Get him out, come on.
It's hard to tell how much damage some of those punches are doing because McCallum takes such a good punch. He's never been on the canvas. This is his 12th year as a professional prize fighter.
Now the mouthpiece is out again, and referee Joe Cortez will look for an opportunity to replace it.
Hold time.
And he does. Timeout. He leaves Toney in his corner. Doesn't make him go to a neutral corner. Brings McCallum back to his corner to replace the mouthpiece for the second time in the bout.
Someone needs to scream into Toney's ear. Man, you're in a title match here.
He looks very bored. Now Cortez sends Toney to the neutral corner, and he comes over and smiles at us.
Leave it out. All right, come on, time in. Let's go.
As though amused by the ennui of it all. McCallum goes back to work.
Get him out, Mike.
Crowd chanting Toney, Toney.
And I think it's good because he's lost interest in fighters.
Boxing lessons on. Through round 7, McCallum has thrown 490 punches and landed 200, according to punch count numbers. Toney has thrown nearly 100 fewer punches and landed 75 fewer. But yet Harold Letterman has Toney ahead. This is the dilemma for scorers at this bout. Round 8. Champion James Toney in the gold trunks, challenger Mike McCallum in the red. Toney is 24 years old, McCallum is 35. McCallum has been the busier fighter.
McCallum has been trying all night to make Toney go backwards. He's been not able to do it, but he's trying, and it's starting to happen.
What's the head inside, Mike?
Little bit by little bit.
35 years old, he's been throwing 70 punches around.
to have seen a series of flagrant violations that should have led to a point being taken away. What do you think, George?
Let's go. Keep it clean around. Come
I
on.
don't see it happening over and over enough to take a point.
I agree with you guys. Let the fighters decide it.
Harold Letterman, get on microphone. Why did Joe Cortez just take a point from Mike McCallum?
Jim, Joe Cortez was warning Mike McCallum for a long time for low blows. He's been warning him constantly to keep his punches up. He told him a few rounds before, if he doesn't keep his punches up, he's going to pull a point, and that's what he did. When Mike McCallum threw that punch behind the back, Cortez got mad, but he really pulled the point for low blows.
Let's go, guys. Come on.
Didn't seem significant enough to warrant the deduction of a point. Now McCallum and Toney are giving and taking against the ropes. During Harold's discussion, you saw Toney land 2 or 3 hard shots, including an uppercut that snapped McCallum's head back.
Come on, guys. Keep it clean around.
Surprisingly, Toney is fighting like the older boxer.
Come on, guys. Keep it clean around. Come on.
Yeah, he really is.
Come on. All right. Break up.
Looking for opportunities in small spurts.
Get in that corner. Come on. Get in that corner. Come on.
And now Cortez stops the action again, this time for a glove repair.
That's a very important thing, because that glove can really get in your eye, and as you're swinging a punch and just put one eye out.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Well, referee Joe Cortez, a longtime New Jersey institution who's recently relocated to Las Vegas and is working here in Nevada now, has put his imprint on the fight. Both fighters trying to go to the body inside, and Toney is the busier of the two for the moment. Round 8 has been a good one for James Toney, who has applied more pressure to McCallum than was the case in previous rounds.
He's so effective with these short rights, Toney is. I wonder why he's not using them. Whenever he gets close, he can land it.
There are 1,000 things to wonder about, George, but he shows you that talent every once in a while. And then McCallum lands a punch that stops Toney in his tracks as round 8 comes to a close.
1 point.
Keep that defense tight. Don't give him nothing. You want to keep him catching up. Keep him fighting from behind. Keep him fighting from behind. Keep the left hand up. Keep using the left hand. Hook off of it. When you hook off of it, try to
Let's take a
double.
look at the punches that caused the referee to take a point away. Oh, give me a break. Give me a break. Whether or not he thought McCallum had hit below the belt earlier, what has that got to do with what just happened there?
And then go the uppercut. The uppercut. Get underneath. And go with that good hook.
So the little lift for James Toney as referee Joe Cortez deducted a point from McCallum in the 8th round in what promises to be a close, tightly scored bout and a little bit of a nightmare, as we pointed out so frequently, for the judges because of the contrast in style and effort on the part of the two fighters. Toney working harder now again to begin round 9, lands a left hand. McCallum comes right back.
And I think that was the best punch of the whole fight. Left hook by James Toney.
A strong enough statement that Mike McCallum wanted to retaliate immediately.
Oh, work out of there. Work out of there. Come on, work out of there. Clean. Come on.
Body from McCallum.
Let's go. Clean around, guys.
Those are important body shots McCallum is starting to land now.
He works a little harder in the clinches than does James Toney. Toney has a tendency to relax in there. McCallum takes advantage by pounding to the ribcage. It all adds up over the 12-round distance.
Work out of there. Work out of there. Your hands are free. Your hands are free. All right. Break up. I don't want any wrestling inside. Come on.
Toney is making a mistake. He's conceding some of those right hands that McCallum is throwing to his body. He's allowed him to just throw anytime he wants.
Well, and as he usually does, he's conceding whole minutes and sometimes 2 minutes of various rounds. When he wants to press the action, he tends to land more than his opponent. But when he sits back, he gets hit.
Let's go, guys. Give me a clean round.
Toney is drained. Somehow I think he didn't get enough liquids in his diet.
The hell, hold. Go hold the head down.
Signs of dehydration. There's not a whole lot of sweat on his body or anything.
Well, it bothered him dramatically in the fight with Dave Tiberi a year ago, the fight that ultimately led to a Senate investigation of boxing. When Tiberi's home state senator from Delaware, Senator Roth, decided to convene a subcommittee after Toney was given a split decision over Tiberi in a bout in which Toney was badly bothered by dehydration and couldn't mount the full effort.
Toney was able to land a good body punch during the time we were talking.
We're at the Reno Sparks Convention Center, HBO's World Championship Boxing, bringing you the IBF Middleweight Championship fight between champion James Toney in the gold trunks, challenger Mike McCallum in the red. In round 9, James Toney threw only 50 punches. That's the lowest punch output for either fighter in a round in either fight. And still, with the relatively short effort, Harold Letterman saw enough to give him the round. So you see why James Toney creates questions for fans, scorers, and opponents.
I can tell you this, McCallum, cornerman, is taking a long time to get into that ring, and by the time he actually gets set, it's almost time for the rest time to be over. I think they should have made some concessions so he wouldn't have to climb up so high. Maybe turn the stool a little in his direction where he could stay on the outside.
You're talking about Eddie Fuch.
Yeah, and he's a great trainer, but it's taking a little too much time, and I think the athletic commission should have allowed for that.
In a sport of tiny margins, there's a potential small edge for Toney.
Yeah. I would advise turning the stool just a little bit to the manager and having the commissioner right there to see that nothing fancy is going on.
George, in the other corner, it is round 10. Wouldn't you by now be telling James Toney to turn up the heat and throw more punches?
Toney is doing a good job. He's just not doing it as good as he ought to when you're in the title match. I would tell him to get enthusiastic, start throwing a lot of punches. You are right. You don't want to give a title away.
Remember that in the last fight, December of last year, Toney went into the 12th round needing to win the round on all 3 scorecards just to merit a draw, as it turned out. He got the job done. Now McCallum has Toney backed into a corner and is landing shots. And Toney boxes his way out of the corner by going to McCallum's body.
And I think it's a lack of confidence in his stamina. That's what it is. He's just not going to push himself too much.
Give me a clean round, guys.
Right hand landed for Toney. McCallum tries to come back with the left. McCallum blocking shots to the body from Toney and going to the body himself.
And I think picking up valuable points.
Oh, we got it. Let's go. Hold the head down. Let's go.
It's hard to make a living on body punching because sometimes you don't get scored fairly. But Mike McCallum has been getting by with it for 12 years now. The body snatcher, a nickname given to him by one-time friend and sparring partner Thomas Hearns. And another Joe Cortez stoppage.
I think it has a lot to do with his right eye. Some nerve problems over there will not allow you to bite down when you want to.
That was mouthpiece incident number 3. Mouthpiece replacement number 3 for Joe Cortez.